This is a tutorial on how to crochet a mini book. There are two parts to this pattern. The first part is making the book cover, and the second part will be adding the pages on, and we'll be doing that by crocheting straight into the spine of the book itself. This is what to expect. The book cover is a flat piece worked in rows with a front cover, a back cover, and a spine. Row 1. Make a chain 10, turn your chain, and we will now be working in the back bumps of your chain. Skip the first chain stitch and working into the back of the second chain stitch, single crochet, and then continue to single crochet all the way till the end of the row. Row 2. Turn your piece and chain 1, starting in the first stitch in your row, single crochet, and then continue to single crochet in each stitch in the row for a total of 9 single crochet. For the next 4 rows, you are going to repeat row 2. So turn your work at the end of the row and chain 1, and then starting from the first stitch in your row, single crochet into each stitch in the row. So single crochet 9, and repeat that for 4 rows for a total of 5 rows. This is the front cover done. We are now going to make the spine. Before you continue, make sure that the starting tail is on the left. Remember to turn your work and chain 1 at the beginning of each row. The next few rows are worked in slip stitches. Work these slip stitches very loosely because we're going to be making the pages straight into these exposed stitches, and we don't want it to be too tight. Starting from the first stitch in your row, slip stitch into the back loops of each stitch in your row. So do 9 slip stitches until you get to the end. If your stitches are too tight, try going up half a hook size. So if you're using a 4mm hook, try using a 4.5mm hook for the spine. At the end of the row, you are going to turn, chain 1 and repeat that. So slip stitch into the back loops of each stitch in that row. Turn your work and chain 1. You will now do a row of slip stitches into the front loops of this row. Turn your work and chain 1 and do a row of slip stitches into the back loops of this row. Turn your work and chain 1. We will now do a row of single crochet into the back loops of this row. So starting in the first stitch in this row, single crochet into the back loops and then continue to single crochet into each back loop stitch in this row. The spine is now complete. We will now make the back cover of your book, and that is 5 rows of single crochet. So turn your work at the end, chain 1 and single crochet into each stitch in your row and do that for 5 rows. To finish off, chain 1 and cut your yarn, leaving a long enough tail so that you can weave your ends in. Make sure that the end tail is on the opposite side of the book cover to the starting tail. We are now going to crochet the pages straight into the book cover. Lay your piece flat and make sure that your starting yarn tail is on the bottom right and your end tail is at the top left of your piece. This is the side that you want facing you, because this is the side we are going to be making the pages straight into. If you look at your spine, you will see 4 or 5 rows of neat stitches, and we will be making a page into each of these rows. The first page will be in the row closest to you, and each page after that will be done behind the previous page. You will start by making a loop. Insert this loop into the first stitch in your row, and then single crochet for 8 stitches until you get to the end. For row 2, you are going to turn your work, chain 1, and then single crochet into each stitch in your row. You will repeat this row 4 more times for a total of 6 rows for each page. Finish off with a chain 1 and cut your yarn. Page 2 is done into the row of stitches directly behind the first page. Remember to keep your starting yarn tails to the bottom right of your piece so that all your pieces line up. To make page 2, start with a loop on your hook, insert it into the first stitch into the row and single crochet until you've got 8 single crochet in that row. At the end of the row, you are going to turn and chain 1 and then do 5 more rows of single crochet. Page 3 is done into the stitches directly behind page 2. Page 4 is done into the row of stitches directly behind page 3. There is space to add another page, but that is up to you if you would like to do that. Weave in all your ends. This pattern is adjustable, so if you want a bigger book, you start with a bigger chain and you would subsequently add more rows as well for your front and your back cover. Let me know in the comments if this tutorial was helpful. Follow me if you'd like to see more of this type of thing, and thanks for watching.